after the Savages left.
For about 3.
But people need to
and I'm an expert on Umar Johnson at this point. If
what's going on out
the American Greed, I'm sure they'll hit me up and see if they want to interview. But this right here was a WTF moment because there's quite a few things that take place in this particular video. Yeah, the gambling thing, that's a serious issue. Now, I'm going to tell y'all why. But there's even a deeper issue that we've been talking about here that a lot of people are in denial about. Gotta turn that heat down. I want y'all, this gambling thing, I'm going to tell y'all something because there's people who have sent me so much information on Umar Johnson over the years. And y'all let me know if my mic is scratching my shirt because one time I was live streaming and it was scratching and you can hear it going shh. I don't want the audio to be bad, so y'all let me know if that's a problem. People have sent me all kinds of information about Umar Johnson. Males, females, older, younger people. There was, I would think, this was probably about a year and a half ago. Someone sent me a message, was like, did you know that Umar, and they didn't phrase this way, because I can't even remember exactly what they said, but Umar Johnson, did you know that Umar Johnson has a gambling problem? And I didn't even respond back, but it just stuck in my mind. And then, how many of y'all have remember Umar Johnson posting these different messages on his Instagram, these memes where he's talking about gambling? Hit the one button. I remember one time there was the last Super Bowl he was talking, and there was another Super Bowl too a couple years ago, but the last Super Bowl he was talking about how, you know, we want to get the HVAC done, so we're gonna try to put some money down on this football game. Look at all the ones inside the Cook Crush chat. Anyone who watch this later, check out the chat room. Look at all the ones in here. And that's not the only, because there's been other cases where he's posted, and I can actually go and pull it up. I just didn't have time, but we actually covered it in the past. Different times.
1,000 people are watching this video. So
when that person said that, there's no way that I can prove that to be the case. So I'm not going to speak and say, look, Umar has a gambling problem. Or even if he doesn't have even if it's not an addiction, he already got these other addictions, right? But even if it's not an addiction issue, the fact that he's a gambler, that's a problem because he doesn't have a job. He's not gainfully employed. He ain't got his own money. His money comes from donations. People say, yeah, well, he does lectures. We've been in COVID now for what, a year and 3-4 fucking months? He's begging people to find him venues. Who's paying for that shit? Who's paying for the traveling? So forth and so on. Who's paying for the hotel stays? Because he's been living out of a hotel, or he's living up in them trap bandos. Who's paying for him to eat out every single night? Who's paying for gas? So you can't say because he has an event and 15 fucking people show up and somehow he's making banks and he can fund his lifestyle. No, it's the donations. So if you're collecting and you're saying, brother, he's donating, hit my cash app, so forth and so on, and you're a gambler, that's a fucking problem. Meanwhile, he got a tax bill on these trap bandos that's about to be over $300,000. That's a problem. And he's been collecting money since he acquired the trap bandos for over 2 years and almost 4 months now. And he's been collecting money, saying that money is going to go towards renovations, and no renovations have taken place yet. You know, I may have to amend my tier with Umar Johnson in terms of his addiction. He has the sex addiction, which is at the top. No, excuse me. He has the substance abuse addiction, which is at the top. Turn that heat down. He's admitted. He said, I'll get high at my shrine. Come on, people, stop. And then he has a sex addiction, and then he has a food. Gambling may be in here someplace. But I didn't report on that because there was no way that I could verify it. But see, that's why this particular video right here, this was a WTF moment because it proves that Umar Johnson does in fact gamble. And if you listen to what he says, you can tell that he gambles. Because he knows that he shouldn't be doing this, but he does it anyway, so he has to make it appear as if he doesn't gamble. Even though he's in the process of gambling. This is some crazy shit. This was a WTF moment for me. This is the video we're going to get into. Now, what's up, Very Perspective and Maddie? Thank you for being here. The 46 Leon says, Umar's cheekbones turn into greasy, droopy U-shapes when he's about to get into yet another. Yeah, I see it right there, though. You see the U? Right here? U, and here's another one. Now, there's something else, and it's going to be apparent right off of the bat, thanks the 46 minutes, it's going to be apparent to everyone right off of the bat. Okay, if you haven't seen this, this is one of those moments where I was like, really? Let's get into this video. And thanks for super chat, and everyone else too. Thanks for super chat. I appreciate it. Here we go. So by the way, let me say this: Umar is at an airport. I believe he was in Las Vegas, and I was out there not too long ago. What was that, about 2 years ago? I guess it is a long time goes by so quickly. And they have slot machines inside the airport.
What?
I thought that shit was strange. I'm like, what? Let's see what Umar Johnson is up to here. Check this out.
Black family, Vegas, I enjoyed you. Thanks for coming out. Kings, queens, elders, and youth. It was on October or November for the Nevada State Black Parent Notice School Rights Boot Camp. Oakland is going down today. Oakland, today the Prince is back. 5 long years. Last visit was 2016, sold out, double lecture, just like Vegas. Today we will be at the Church of All Faiths in Oakland, Church of All Faiths, 2100 Fifth Avenue. 2100 Fifth Avenue. Black Parent Advocate book release, 550 pages of liberation information for the babies.
Told y'all. He sound like Stephen A. Smith and yelling and shit. Stephen A., calm your ass down, bro. Shit. And we gotta, why you always screaming? We don't want to hear all that, bro. We want to hear facts and stats, not your ass screaming. See, I told people with Umar what happens is whenever he catches a flight, he has to hit something. Now, I may not know much, but I know dope fiend activity and dope fiend behavior because I grew up around that shit. He has to hit something. Sometimes it's something that gives that downer, and sometimes it's an upper. It just depends for this guy. And this is an upper situation. I mean, he starts off like a WWF wrestler and shit, Hulk Hogan and shit. Well, you know me, and blinking and shit. And we don't, well, the babies, and he high as a kite. This is y'all boy. Good crush chat. This is y'all swirl girl Karen Holly B. What's up, Holly B? What's up, information man? What's going on, man? Good to see you in the house. Someone said Ric Flair. We're up here like Ric. Please start off like Ric Flair. Woo! I said, calm your ass down, bro. But he does. Cause see, what happens is that if you have a flight, see, Umar has these different issues, and one, he don't like being in the dark. We ain't talking about that. He don't like being in the dark. But he don't like being in cramped spaces. So he on that plane, this nigga has so he has to do an upper, he has to do a down. And every single time, I've said, we've already covered this. Every time he has he does one of these things where he's got a flight, he's either on extreme high or extreme low. But in this case, it's extreme high. And see, what's interesting about this is, even though
Umar, he's still see because he's anticipating getting over to the gamble. Y'all catch that? He even looking over like this. Because he gotta get over there. Watch. What's up, Black and All? Thanks for being here. Yeah, he tweaking real hard.
he started off Ric Flair and shit. Yeah, he Macho Man.
Macho Man.
Well, you gotta go, and I need you to run the door. That's a Umar. Remember, his voice ran out. He was at that talk, that speech, he was yelling and shit. And Grandpa's sister, bro, and I want Okay. What's up, Jill Scott says, Umar mustard gas too that's probably chasing his dream as a professional gambler. He needs to lay off them cookies and that mustard gas book. Yeah. See, I can't say for sure addiction, but he does gamble. And he's anticipating getting over there. If you guys watch him, because he even looks over,
he's antsy. He's not satisfied, even though he's high as a kite, because he's going to this other thing that he wants to get to, which is gambling. And see, as we play this, I'm going to break this down because you can tell he's trying to disprove to everyone that he doesn't gamble while he's gambling. That's like a fucking dope fiend. He over there on hitting that crack pipe, and he's trying to persuade you that he ain't on that crack. You see? Some of y'all know what I'm talking about. No, I know. I said, you on that shit, ain't you? No, I know. Oh, hold on. What you doing? You on that heroin? What you doing? No, I'm not. Hold on. You got I'm sorry. I accidentally made it play. Okay, let me stop. Thanks, Jill Scholar. Yeah, Umar wants to be a professional. He's not a professional school psychologist. He's a professional gambler. With other people's money. Oh, he's selling books. He buys the books because of people's money. They send him donations. Oh, man. Conscious Jedi says he recently said he would buy part without MG being open. If he invested them in a mutual fund 5 years ago, he wouldn't need to gamble. Yeah, but he could have put this into a mutual fund 11 years ago. And every single donation that comes in, just throw it in there, throw it in there. See, he's collected well over $2.5 million. Can you imagine what $2.5 million over the last, well, we can't put it that way because it's not like he collected $2.5 million over the last 11 years ago. But you get the point. If you invest that compound interest over the course of 11 years, meanwhile, no renovations are taking place. Thanks for Super Chat, Conscious Jedi. Also, thanks for Super Chat from the Geo Scholar. We got about 1,100 people in the building. If y'all hit the like button, I appreciate it. And this whole week, with movies, because I'm going to do other topics too. I want to get in, we got to get into this thing with Becky with the good hair. That shit's so funny. That's the thing about Kwame. He's hilarious. See, I was going to make this point when we get into the video. I was going to make this point. See, when he was a basketball player, I can't remember hearing him talk. So when he started talking, I was like, is this Kwame Brown? And he got that southern drawl thing. I appreciate that. I got a little of it myself. I try to hide that shit under it. Because my wife, she said, what are you saying? Even on here, I try to act like I ain't got it. I remember my job, like, yes. Okay, do what I need you to do. But that just goes to show you he had the self-discipline as a man to just hold on, make that money, take care of mama, and then get out of the league. What was he in the league? Oh, he was in the league for over a decade. That's not no scrub. That's some fucked up shit to say, Stephen A. Smith. And you talking about, and see, I didn't think about this shit, but he was talking about a teenager. When I talk about lack of fatherly compassion, you're going to call him a bust. Stephen A. Smith, your hairline's a bust, okay? And your hairline was drafted. Let me stop. I didn't say that because my hairline. But I ain't calling people bust about this shit. Umar, that's one thing. Umar and Stephen A. they have in common. They talk shit about black people all the time. That's all they do. Stephen A., you ain't got no business calling nobody a bust. This man made, I think it's like, I can't remember how many million. Someone posted inside of this Good Crush chat room. I mean, it is tens of millions of dollars. And he played in the league for, 10, 11 years. That's not no bust. And they drafted him. When they drafted him, what I think took place is they drafted him higher up with that first pick because they had plans to trade him. And if the other team finds value in that person, they're willing, okay, yeah, we'll go ahead and we'll take this first pick and we'll trade you. That happens all the time. That's not what Stephen A.'s ass said. We're gonna cover that. No, yeah, it's true though. Umar,
my hairline was probably pick number 250,000. Well, listen, Stephen A., what you need to do is to get that your hairline to bust, bro. What you need to do is stop sniffing too, by the way. You always sniffing. Yeah, well, the Lakers, what we need to do with the Lakers. And Molly, you see Molly Carey moving away from his ass. Stephen A. Sniff. Anyway, he do. I'll see this. Miss says, at this point, if people are donating, they're simply not doing their due diligence.